sleep. It's time to go, said my mom. As we got up and got dressed at 6 a.m., we got to ride in a limo to the airport. While I slept, I hit an old lady in the head. Then we got to Florida. We found a really big condo. We went to my brother's wedding. He got married on the beach.
Ready to go, Nick said. When I went to Montauk with my friend Nick, one of the things we did was canoeing. First, we got on a bus to the shore where we started canoeing. Next, we pushed the boats in the water. Lexi, Maddie, and Miss Washington were crashing into rocks. Then we saw turtles. They were not in the water, they were on a log. Then the current was going fast. The water got really warm. Finally, we got to land. It took us 3 hours. When we got there, we got to swim in the water. There was a rope swing, so we went on. Last night, when I got home, my mom was not at the bus stop. Her friend Linda was there. She took Grace and me home. We couldn't open the door, but the last time we tried, it worked. Our mom was asleep. She was saying the same stuff over and over again. When I told my mom did not think
Have you ever gotten poked in the eye with a pencil? October 14, 2013, at my house, I was doing my homework. I went in my mom's room to ask my mom what I should write about. I put my pencil on and my notebook on my bed. I went in my mom's room. I asked her. She said I should write about my best friend Jessica. I said, okay. Then I went back in my room and I grabbed my notebook and I put my hand where my pencil was and it wasn't there.
When I walked to the edge of the board, I had knots in my stomach. I hope I don't chicken out, I said. My parents were cheering on the side. You can do it, Aiden, they said. I walked to the end of the board and peered into the water. Then I finally jumped up and dove into the water. Splash. While I was swimming, I could smell the chlorine hitting my face. When I got up, I was very, very happy. It was a good feeling that my parents were there to support me.
The Pump, Pass, and Kick competition. I'm doing it, Dad. You're doing Pump, Pass, and Kick for this year? Awesome, Dad replied. I smiled. I practiced for the competition. Not very much, though. In my room, I glanced up at my third place ribbon from last year in Punt, Pass, and Kick, hanging on my rack. I'm okay, I thought. Tuesday was the day of the big competition. It was at school in front of all the kids. Next up, Alex, my dad called to me. I grabbed the football. My hands were shaking and pale. My stomach was in a tight knot that no one could ever untie. My foot hit the football hard. It flew up high in the air. 26 feet, my dad announced. Then all of a sudden, I felt happy. Maybe I wouldn't do so bad after all. Now for the pass.
Beep, beep, beep was what the car sounded like starting in traffic to go to Trot Lodge. The car ride was about 2 hours or more. We are here, Trot Lodge, to see my granny, and my mom's grandma and my grandma's mom. We were so excited to see my granny again. When we got there, we checked into our cabin. I couldn't wait to see what it looked like.
That was the bus to my field trip to Botanical Gardens. The first thing they taught us that we should not put trash in the ocean. Next, we did centers. Then we went into the garden and saw beautiful plants. Then we drove We got there and ate our lunch. My lunch was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a bag of chips, and a bottle of Kool-Aid. Lito said, "You're lucky." Then it started to rain. My parents said we should get under the balcony, but luckily the rain stopped. Lastly, we had a chance to play on the playground.
I got a cat, I said. I saw a black cat. The cat wanted me. She reached for me with her paws. I heard her meow at me. She had green eyes and black fur. Gypsy liked to play with other cats. Gypsy purred when you pet her. Gypsy liked when on my pet dog. She died. My cat was crying just like me the next day. We got some toys for my cat, Gypsy, but Gypsy still was crying. Beep, beep, beep. That is the sound of my mom's car horn. It is morning and we have to go, my dad said as if we were sleeping. We got in the car at 2 o'clock a.m. Then we drove and drove and drove. We finally arrived at Alabama at midnight. We saw all my cousins, Brady, Liam, Trevor, Dean, Colin, and Kendall. They were all playing on the beach in the shallow water. I said, "I'm so happy to be here." Then me and my brother got our swimsuits on and jumped in the water. It was freezing. I froze like an ice cube because it was so cold. After all that swimming, I fell asleep on the sand. Then the next morning, we woke up and played on. Yay! I tried to scream, but I live in an apartment and we have neighbors, so I screamed in my head. I was so excited because my mom had just got done talking to Mrs. Thompson. My mom asked me if I wanted to go to Alex's house. I said, yes, yes, yes. My mom said, we will go to Alex's house at 4 p.m. Okay, Mom, I said softly. Then it was time to go. So we got into my mom's home to sit. When we got there, Alex and I did a survival thing. And
Hey Alex, do you want to race down the big slide? I asked. We were both down to for Mara's 9th birthday party. Sure, Alex said. Let's go. We got slide mats and ran up the stairs to the top of the slide. Watch this, said Alex. She bounced up, landed on her slide mats and down so fast she looked like a blur. Then I tried. This is awesome, I said, all out of breath. Let's do that again. We ran back up the stairs. Ready, set, go! Alex screamed. We slid down again. I won that time. We raced again and again and again. And again. I won the first 5 races and Alex won the rest of the races. We raced until we had to go to the next part.
Mom, come here. I said, watch, I can get there at Velcro. I was at my birthday party. I invited all the girls from my class soccer team and my old school Girl Scouts. Most of the girls were there. I felt really excited for my party. I'm so happy, I said. Next, there was a really tall thing. It looked like a big slide, but it had Velcros on it. The Velcros were different colors going in a pattern. It was white slippery. I tried it and it was a little dark. The room had flashing lights going all over the place. Reese and I got the Velcro that was higher than everyone. Some people were on the first Velcro. It was the bottom one.
Finally, I said, when I first got my Kindle, I was at my aunt and uncle's house. My grandma was there too, so I said,
hide to her. My brother and I played with my cousins. Then we went home and got my brother's open. Then we went to the store and got something. Next, we got home and got my Kindle open. Last, we played on our Kindles. Today, I have a lot of games that I play. For example, Bad Piggies, Minecraft, Balloon TD Battles.
Beep, beep. That was the sound I heard when the bus got to our hotel. I screamed because I was so excited. I hopped into the bus and sat next to my brother. The air conditioner felt cooler than the hot weather outside. Me and my brother begged my sister to play with the iPad because ours were in our room. My sister said fine. Let's play Silver Kitchen Monsters, I said, but we didn't play because we already got there. Then we jumped off the bus and walked inside to get tickets. My sister stayed inside the bus with my uncle because they were going ziplining. I waited for my mom to get tickets at the desk. Then we went to another part of the building and put on Floaties. After that, we watched a show before we...
Are we going to park down here? I asked my dad. We're going to check up here first, my dad answered. Okay, I said. We found a parking spot up the street. When we went in, I saw my grandma and grandpa. I said, hi grandma, hi grandpa. Grandma and grandpa said, hi Vito. I found some snacks and then went upstairs to play CSR racing. Later, Jackson's family came. He brought his 3DS with a Pokemon game in it. He caught a Pokemon that we thought was weird. Jackson's...
Have you ever been in a crash? Last year, I was at Brenda Woods. It was after school, and I was on the bus. I was in 2nd grade. Everybody was on the bus, even the kindergarteners. It was the worst day for them. We were all talking. The bus was full. I was up front with the kindergarteners. The bus pulled out of the school parking lot. There was a big boom sound, and the bus went flying forward. The bus crashed. People were gathering to ask and look to see if we...
Ow, ow, ow is what I said when my brother smashed my foot in the door. It hurt so bad. My foot was purple and black, too. My mom said to go jump on him, so I did, but the door was locked. So I used a shoelace to unlock the door. He was gone. So I looked and looked. Finally, I saw the window open, and he was on the side of the house. I scared him. He got so mad. He picked me up and made me do a front flip in the air. I was screaming as loud as I can. My mom came outside and picked me up.